Good morning, everyone, and a very, very warm and special welcome to all of you, our valued first-year students that are joining in on this morning's orientation exercise. I'm Jarrell Alder from the Division of Student Services and Development, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to our campus's first-year experience program, otherwise known as FYE. So we are truly happy and honored that you have made the UWI St. Augustine campus your choice. And of course, through the FYE program, we are committed to ensuring that you transition seamlessly to your first year of study and that you become fully integrated into our campus community and of course, your new home at the UWI St. Augustine. So this morning is particularly important and exciting as the campus welcomes all of you to your new student orientation at the Faculty of Science and Technology. It is my absolute pleasure to invite and introduce you at this time to our Deputy Dean at the Faculty of Science and Technology, Dr. Denise Beckles, who will guide you through this morning's orientation program. Over to you, Dr. Beckles.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Gerald, for your very kind introduction. I would like to start by welcoming all of you to the activity this morning. We're so glad to see you. In inverted commas. We look forward to when we can actually welcome you in person to the campus. My name is Denise Beckles. I am a senior lecturer in the Department of Chemistry and also Deputy Dean Undergraduate Student Matters for the Faculty of Science and Technology. So I'm a face or name that you will see on emails probably quite a bit. But as I said, we are so glad to see you. We have an action-packed, interesting, informative session for you this morning where you will be oriented to the administrative nitty-gritties that unfortunately or fortunately play a big role in your career with us. So we want to make sure that's sorted from the beginning, and so we want to give you a good start with that. And so, but just as well, we want to introduce you to all the facets of our faculty. And so I'm going to start off by introducing our Dean, Dr. Brian Coburn, who would say a few words to you as well. Over to you, Dr. Coburn.
Good morning to Mr. Alder, host of these proceedings, and to Dr. Denise Beckles, our Deputy Dean for Undergraduate Student Matters, and to all my colleagues, and most importantly, to all of you joining us this morning. On behalf of the staff of the Faculty of Science and Technology, you'll hear us say FST throughout this presentation. Here at the University of the West Indies in St. Augustine, I bid you a warm welcome. We hope that you and your families are well. It is our privilege to have the opportunity to be a part of your higher education journey as the whole world continues to adjust to the diverse disruptions associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. The FST offers programs in the fundamental sciences, mathematics, physics, chemistry, computer science, and biological sciences. Reflective of our vibrant research activity, we also offer programs in important areas of technology, including environmental technology, information technology, renewable energy technology, biotechnology, electronics, computer science and tech, environmental science, biomedical technology, and biomedical physics. The FST delivers a diverse suite of academic programs by highly qualified and committed academic, administrative, technical, and support staff. We offer you robust educational experiences and are invested in building your capacity to observe phenomena, analyze data, and synthesize hypotheses that advance our understanding of the world. The current health and safety protocols necessitate modifications in course delivery and instruction modality. These modifications and more detailed information on how your programs will be delivered shall be shared with you by your respective departments, as the COVID-19 pandemic is dynamic and situations may change with little notice. Any and all changes are subject to campus and national directives and would be reflected in communiques disseminated by campus marketing and communications. It is anticipated that this year our courses will once more be delivered online through remote teaching. We know that some of you may experience challenges accessing your classes remotely, and we give the assurance that we are taking all of this into account. We are following the latest national guidelines for physical distancing and safe operations. Your ability to focus and remain dedicated will reap rich rewards. Most departments operate help desks, which are designed to meet students at their particular skill level and assist in building frameworks for growth. On a broader perspective, there are also several support systems in place under the umbrella of the Division of Student Services and Development. I urge you to consider club and other activities to build your networks and experience as much as possible. Many of you will have questions concerning careers. Those seeking to go directly into the workplace after your university experience may find that mathematics and statistics or computing and information technology offer some of the most direct routes into the workforce. But you, this generation, you live in a new era where careers progress via more indirect routes. Your challenge is to continue to acquire the requisite skills that will get you to your preferred destination. Our job is to empower you for whatever comes next. And that's the value we provide in a very strong foundation. Once more, on behalf of the staff of the Faculty of Science and Technology and our student community, I offer you a warm welcome and wish you an enjoyable and successful time at the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies. Thank you so much, and I turn you back over to Dr. Beckles.
Thank you, Dr. Coburn. Some stirring words there. I hope our students really take them to heart. And as you just mentioned, the wide staff and the excellent staff that we have and the wide variety of courses that we offer. First thing we're going to do is introduce you to our heads of department. So those of you who, as you've been and you are entering the biology of, doing biology studies in biology or mathematics or chemistry or physics or computer science or whatever it is that you are planning to do with us, you of course need to know the person who is in charge of your department, and they will be bringing greetings to you from via some a recording that they have put together. So at this point, I would like to for the first time, and it wouldn't be the last time, to remind you to attend your departmental orientations, because every department is going to have one of those, and it's going to be a much better way for you to get a real feel about what's going on in your department and what's required for your courses than this session. But here we are just to let you know who is your head of department. And with that, I will hand over to FST Media, and they will show the video that's been prepared by your heads. Go ahead, enjoy.
Hello, and a very, very warm welcome to the Department of Life Sciences. My name is Judith Govin, and I'm the head of the department, and I'm here to say to you that you have chosen the absolutely most exciting department at the university and within the Faculty of Science and Technology. We are here to hold your hand and walk you through the different subjects that we pursue in the Department of Life Sciences. biology, of course, fresh water and the marine environment, ecosystems, biodiversity, biochemistry, microbiology, and genetics. But at the end of the day, we really want to nurture you. We want you to be innovative and creative, and we have an amazing group of staff here at the university and in the Department of Life Sciences, experts in their own areas in the very fields that I've just mentioned. You have made the right choice. You are coming to the Department of Life Sciences. It's where science is happening. Science is core to all the issues. Science solves problems. As we know with the COVID pandemic, who are we looking to for the answers? Scientists. And this is where you can get involved in research. These are not solving only environmental problems, but also economic and social problems. So we at the Department of Life Sciences are training you to solve real-world problems, to go out there and make a difference.
Dear first year students, on the behalf of Department of Physics, I welcome you all to our family. You are very lucky that you have joined one of the best faculty of the university, which is Faculty of Science and Technology. We at the Department of Physics are committed to provide you world-class teaching, research, as well as laboratory experience. We offer a wide range of programs at undergraduate as well as postgraduate level. At undergraduate level, we offer 3 BScs, and at postgraduate level, we offer 2 MScs and 2 research programs. We have international as well as local academic staff with wide experience in the area of renewable energy, environmental physics, pure physics, astronomy, medical physics, material science, and electronics. To assist you in your research projects as well as undergraduate projects, we have electronics workshop, mechanical wood workshop, electron microscopy unit, XRD unit, and many other specialized research laboratories. We have student societies or clubs like Spark and UV Stargazers in the department for you. Electronics Hobby Club is coming soon. Physics graduates are prepared not only for career in physics, but also for many other fields as well. Administrative support can be obtained through a dedicated email. Further informations are also available on our website, and you can also join us on Facebook. So I welcome you again, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.
I'm Wayne Gurish, the head of the Department of Computing and Information Technology. I would like to welcome you to the new academic year. Because of the pandemic, rather than having a festive event that would normally end with song and dance, instead we are opening the new year with a lot of technology and a lot of social distancing. However, the DC will adapt with the times, and I promise you that your academic journey will be very rewarding.
What's it like being a student of DCIT? We'll explore in 3 major areas. There are a number of student activities such as the UV Computing Society, hackathons, competitive programming, and the Computing Bootcamp, where students become mentors to high schoolers and explore the exciting world of computing. For internship opportunities, there are many that are afforded in the department, from local companies such as First Citizens Bank to international ones such as NASA and Huawei, the Seeds of the Future program. Finally, let's look at alumni. Alumni of the DCIT are global professionals, whether it be at local firms such as Digicel and Telios to international tech giants like Google or Twitter. Our alumni are making waves in the global tech industry. And that's what it's like to be a student at DCIT. We can't wait to see what you will achieve.
Our committed staff, curriculum, culture, labs, quality of tutorials, and assessments all go into a formula to produce the best possible graduates to meet the HR demands of the local and global IT industry. Therefore, with that said, I welcome you to the DSIC department, and I hope that you work hard and make us proud. Thank you so much.
Welcome student, welcome to the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. I am Brajesh Tripathi, head of the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. Due to the pandemic, we are not meeting face to face. Our department offers courses in mathematics, statistics, and actuarial science. We have a vibrant faculty and you will find us very welcoming. Career building is an important part of your education, and we have a staff that will prepare you for your future. We run a maths help center to facilitate any problem during your stay with us. Our staff include world-class researchers to provide you with ample opportunities to harness your imagination. We will work together to overcome all problems, including this pandemic. If you have any queries, remember we are just an email or phone call away. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, you're just in time. Let me put on my mask.
At the Department of Chemistry, instead of telling you about our facilities, we decided to show you.
We are about to load up a sample in this machine. We call this machine Packer Bear. And what it does is to give us an idea of the structure of the sample. Packer Bear needs about 5 milligrams of material for analysis. This is what 5 milligrams looks like. And right next door we have another of these machines. This one is the Mama Bear. And Mama Bear requires about 15 milligrams of sample. This is what 15 milligrams looks like. And the last machine we have is Baby Bear, and that requires about 30 milligrams of sample. So this is the smallest of our instruments for analysis, and it requires about 30 milligrams of sample, and this is what 30 milligrams would look like. All these instruments allow us to determine the structure of compounds, and that is a big part of what a chemist does, the job of identifying materials. If you come with me, I can show you some other instruments that we often use in the chemistry department, just next door. Here we have another special instrument that we use in the chemistry department, and this one is involved with separating a mixture. So you would inject your mixture onto this column, which essentially is an obstacle course, and the small molecules will pass through the column much more quickly than the big molecules, and in this way we can actually infer what the individual components are like. The next and probably most exciting work that a chemist does in the lab is to make new molecules, and I will take you to the facility where we do a lot of that work in the department. So this is one of our research lab facilities for doing synthesis, and let me take you inside. Typically, such a lab will have a fume hood for handling hazardous chemicals. It will have inert gas lines for helium or argon or nitrogen, and we also do lots of reactions at very low temperatures, like for liquid nitrogen temperature or dry ice temperature. Generally, our students in this lab are doing research on new materials for solar cell technology for more efficient energy conversion and nanoparticle work. Overall, when you are finished with a degree in chemistry, you are really very good at solving all types of problems. Our students go on to work in finance, they work in industry as quality assurance and quality control chemists, and of course they work as teachers across the region. We are very happy and look forward to you joining us in the chemistry department. My name is Richard Firman, I am the head of the Department of Chemistry. Thank you.
All right, well, I hope you all were able to spot your your head of department. And as I mentioned, of course, I am not at all unbiased. I am a chemist. So, you know, the best, of course, must come last. And I would like to, let's move it around. We're going to move right along. And I would like to encourage you, if you have any questions at all, please do type it in the chat. We have a skilled and highly knowledgeable team of administrative assistants and others in the wings just waiting to answer any question you might have. All right, so don't wait to the end. We are ready and willing and able to answer questions from now. So if you have any question at all at any point, just drop it in the chat and someone will answer it for you. So where we are going now, give you a little information about remember I told you about the administrative nitty-gritties, and I would like to share a little bit about that with you now, because one of the major roles that I play in the faculty is to help students navigate their administrative dramas. Your task is to go out there and study and play all fours and make new friends and have a good time. But at the same time, you want to make sure you get through your program in a reasonable time frame. So part of my job is to help you make sure, or to help make sure that that happens. All right. And the reasonable time frame part is where people sometimes run into trouble. So let's take a look at some of the nitty-gritty, some of the administrative things that really you need to know, because yes, it sounds boring. It's not nearly as exciting as playing all fours, but it is important to making sure that you can enjoy your all fours and make sure you graduate on time and make your parents and your governments happy. All right, so welcome to the Faculty of Science and Technology. And as I said, I am Denise Beckles, Deputy Dean Student Matters. Now, we are going to start with some information about your degree. All right, UE has the degree structure that for undergraduates, in our faculty, there are two types. There's a Bachelor of Science, and we call those general, and we will talk a little bit more about what that means in a minute. And people who are doing that, you would have seen on your offer letter, they would have said Bachelor of Science, major in biology or mathematics. And then we also have what are called special options, where you would see your letter would have said BSc Chemistry and Management or Information Technology Special. And those are a little different, and we'll talk about those as well. But those are the two main types that you will see that we have. So just to kind of give you an overview of all the degree programs that are offered in our faculty. And what I have here is the majors in bold and the minors in lighter color. So what you'll notice is each of the departments, there are 5, and they each will have majors, which are, full programs that you would have covered. So when you leave here, if you do chemistry, you would leave here, you will have some in-depth knowledge about chemistry or computer science. In addition, we have the minors, and you'll see there are a wide variety that you can choose from, which are smaller chunks of information, of material about a particular topic that will give you some insight into those areas, but are not enough information to be considered a full major. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Note the wide variety and great options that you have just here in FST alone, right? And a lovely thing about the program here at UE is that you're not limited to just FST, although of course we are the best, but you're not limited to that. You are certainly able to go outside of that as well. So what does your actual degree look like? You are here to take courses, and those courses will put together and you will get your degree. Just letting you know that you will, couple of terms you'll run into: introductory level, which means the courses that you will take now as a year 1 student. Advanced level are the courses that you will take in your years 2 and 3, as well as foundation courses, which are sort of general what you would consider like your, like in CAPE would be considered like your communication studies and your Caribbean studies courses, which are sort of general, or not, general knowledge courses that every student needs to take. And to finish with your degree from UWI, you need to complete 93 credits worth of courses. But though I'm throwing out a lot of terms at you, and I want to spend a little time and slow it down a bit and kind of explain what each of those terms mean and how they relate to you personally in your degree. All right, so as I say here, the BSc General building your degree, because really and truly, you can put your degree together in, I wouldn't say almost any way you want, but you have a lot of flexibility in how you create your own degree. All right, so let's start with the level 1, which is where you are now. You will be doing starting tomorrow and going through for the next couple of days. You'll be going to orientations from your departments, and they will be talking to you about the courses that they offer. All right, so first of all, courses. Those are the classes that you will be taking. So you will have lectures, you will have tutorials, you will have labs in some cases, and everybody, I guess, is fairly familiar with that. So just as in your high schools, you would have had your chemistry and your math classes that you went to, so too here as well. In addition, I remember I spoke a little bit earlier about a major. What a major is a group of courses that are put together in a particular discipline, so chemistry, life sciences, biology, biochemistry, mathematics, that will give you the enough information that you can call yourself a mathematician. You can go out and get a job teaching others mathematics or chemistry. You can utilize that information in your workplace, and those courses are chosen by the departments, right? And they put it together in a nice package, and that is the major. Now, you would have also seen on the other slide credits. Now, what a credit is it is a measure of weighting or like a weighting for each course. So each course generally in our faculty are 3 credits. A credit basically means 1 credit kind of evens out to 1 class hour. So for example, if you are taking a course and you have 2 lectures and 1 tutorial, that's a 3 credit course. 1 credit for each hour that you spend in the classroom doing in the course. All right. Now the credits add up and you need to have 93 of them when you leave. All right. Now, last but not least, the foundation courses. All right. Those are courses, as I mentioned, they're general purpose courses. There are 3 of them, and I'll talk a little bit more about those in a second. But the key is you must pass all of them before you leave. All right, and we want to make sure that because that's one of the things that quite often people kind of forget about, because it's not your, it's not your chemistry class, but you must still pursue those as well. So just a note about what the foundation courses are. Found 1101, Caribbean Civilization. Found 1105, Scientific and Technical Writing. And Found 1301, Law, Governance, Economy, and Society. So you're seeing, just like I said, you're familiar with CAPE, your Caribbean Studies courses, your Caribbean Studies class, your communications course. That is basically translated here, more exciting and a little bigger, but you're familiar with the activity. Now, I want to highlight Found 1105, Scientific and Technical Writing, because you notice it has their ELPT exam if needed. All right, that course, unlike the other 2, you actually have to have what we call a prerequisite to do it. So in other words, you can't just walk in and start taking Found 1105. There are some requirements, and those requirements are CAPE Communication Studies, either grade 1 or 2, general paper if you did A-levels, grade A or B, or CSEC General Proficiency, English language, so your regular CSEC English A, a grade 1. If you have any of those in your arsenal, then you can go ahead and take Form 1105 next semester, no problem, because it's offered only in semester 2 or in the summer holidays. What do you do if you have none of those requirements? Not to fear, that is where ELPT comes in. It's not a course you have to sign up for. It's a test that you take, and the foundation office runs it and will give you help. You can collect a package to help you prepare for it and so on. Once you pass the ELPT, you are then able to take Form 1105. I would strongly recommend that you consider doing the ELPT, if you need to take it, as soon as possible. The next one, as far as you all are concerned, is on the 14th of October, followed by the 10th of February. Ooh, that should be 2022. Anyway, but those are your next 2 dates, and the sooner you do them, the better, because if you need to do it, you can't continue on to Form 1105 until you pass this test. And as I mentioned, if you don't pass all your foundation courses, you don't leave, you don't graduate. If you have any questions at all about ELPT or Form 1105 or anything like that, there's the email address on the screen that you can contact, and they can give you assistance with that ELPT, to how to register, what. There, that information is for you. All right? So why I want to highlight this, why we harass ourselves so much about this. Without a foundation, without finishing your 3 foundation courses, you do not graduate. No matter how many chemistry or physics courses you complete, without the foundations, you don't graduate. So it's important that you pay attention to those. So this, as I said, is where you are now. In your orientations next week, and then this week, and then your advising going forward, you will be getting information about these introductory courses that you'll be taking. You need to have 24 credits of introductory courses. So basically that works out to be 8 level 1 courses, and you have your foundation courses. Now, I will bear in mind, the foundation courses can be done anytime in your program. It doesn't have to be done in your first year, but they just need to be done during the time, all right? So just a little look about what the actual thing will look like in your level 2 and 3. Because I mentioned you have the majors. Notice that you have you can have a variety of options. Remember I told you this is building your degree. So one option you have is to have 2 majors. All right, so you will have 30 credits in advanced courses in 2 different disciplines. All right, so mathematics and physics. All right, computer science and mathematics, biochemistry and chemistry. All right, double majors. All right, so that is where you would take you have your regular major, and then you have your other. All right. Now, what if you would like a little more flexibility? Because a double major is great, but there's only 2 disciplines you're dealing with there. So then, what about, that's where your minor comes in. The minor is a smaller chunk of material that gives you insight into a particular area or part of a discipline. So chemistry, so a minor in chemistry might be analytical chemistry. So you get more focus in that area. Or maybe a minor in biotechnology or computer science, right? That you can add to your program. Why I say that gives you a little more flexibility, because as you can see, you can have 2 minors to go along with your major. So chemistry, biochemistry, and environmental science. All right, or so you can broaden your view and get a more exciting meet with your interests. Bear in mind too, the minor does not have to come from FST. Of course you can, but you also have the opportunity to pursue minors from outer faculties. So you can pursue minors in Faculty of Social Sciences or Humanities and Education or Food and Agriculture. You have a lot of flexibility. So what if you would like even more flexibility? Well, you can consider doing 1 major, a minor, and electives. What are electives? Electives are courses that you take because you feel like it. All right, and that is, I think, the best way to describe that. There's no requirement, there's nothing given to you by your faculty or your department, you must take this course. However, the elective, in order for it to count for your degree, it must be a level 2 or 3. So the code must start with a 2 or 3. But it does not have to be a science course. It doesn't have to be a chemistry course or a math course. It could be almost anything. All right. And of course, if you wish, you can also have a minor. And if you have your major, a minor, you can have 5 electives to go along with it. And last but not least, you could have 1 major and electives. All right. That's a possibility as well. This, of course, would be the most flexible approach that you could take to your degree, because those other 30 credits that are on the right-hand side there are yours to choose. Now, I mentioned the BSC Special Options, and they are chemistry and management, computer science, information technology, computer science with management, software engineering, maths, actuarial science, statistics and economics, environmental science and sustainable technology, as well as biomedical technology. So these programs are different to the ones we looked at before, in that your courses here are set for you. The entire 60 credits that before here is major and electives. Instead, all those 60 credits are designed for you. So these programs are a package, and you complete them, and you will come out with your BSc Special. Some of the more popular ones are the ones that are combined with management, but we have a wide variety to choose from this as well. Now, something I want to start right here. So you saw all of that information about all the way the courses are set up, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, I'm never going to remember all that. That is fine, because what we have for you is your faculty booklet, which outlines everything that I just said there and more. All right. First thing off, important UE regulations, the things that you need to know so that you don't find yourself in trouble with the UE or the department. All right. All of that is laid out in the booklet. It has information on things like your entry requirements to different programs, what programs we have, the courses, the course outlines, gives you a little information about what each course involved, the staff in your faculty, the staff in your department, all of that sort of stuff. And in one very neat and attractive package. Now, the one that you're going to be, that will be relevant to you is going to say 2021, 2022 on it. And it's important to remember that your faculty booklet may change with time. Obviously, things change with time. The one that's applicable to you is the one that is applicable the year you enter. All right, so what is in there is what's relevant for you. So bear that in mind, because you often hear people say, well, my friend who was here 10 years ago, they told me this. Remember, what happened 10 years ago was good for them. It may not be so good for you, which is why you need to check your booklet, your current booklet, and check with your advisors who can make sure you are following the correct regulation. And if you need to get a handle on your booklet, the link for the website is there. If you go on the UE website, there's lots of places where you can find the faculty booklets. So those are easy to find. Definitely worth a read. It will save you a lot of stress and heartache going forward, guaranteed. So just a little bit of information about the credits. As I said, normally one course is 3 credits. How many courses do you need to take every semester? Right? Normally, full-time level 1 students, such as yourselves, will be taking 12 to 15 credits a semester, and full-time level 2 or 3 students will be taking 12 to 16 credits. Most of the time, that works out at about 5 courses a semester. All right, that's what we call a full load. Part-time students do not take more than 9 credits. So I want to talk a little bit about the GPA system, because that is how your grades get turned into numbers, and it drives a lot of the administrative issues around your program, right? So GPA means grade point average. And how it is done is like, just like you're accustomed to, you do a test, you do a course, you get a mark, and that mark is translated into a grade, right? What you made, and that you're familiar with from school. If you get X%, you get an A, you get a B, whatever. What is now going to be new to you is that each of those grades is assigned a quality point. What you'll notice is that at the top, the A+ has the highest quality point associated with it, and at the bottom, the F3 has the lowest. Now, we certainly we want all of you all to be avoiding the red grades down at the bottom. We don't want anybody to be down there. As you see, anything less than a 50 is a failing grade, and so we don't want anybody down there at all. So how do we turn these grades into quality points and into a grade point average? All right. What happens is the grade point is the number of credits by the quality points, because remember we said each course has 3 credits, right? And your grade will give you your quality points. But I think the best way actually is to just look at an example, like a good, right? Might be the easiest way to do it. So consider you're taking a course. It's 3 credits. You get an A+ in Bio 1262. An A+ is associated with 4.3 quality points, so your grade point would be 12.9 for that course. You did Bio 1263, you got to see that one. That one has a quality point 2 attached to it, so you get 6 grade points. And then the grade point average is the sum of your total grade points divided by the sum of all the credits. And so this student would have a grade point for this at 3.15. Now, a little GPA vocabulary, all right, because you will, on your transcript, you will see these different terms. The semester GPA is the GPA you get from all the courses taken in one semester only. The degree or honors GPA is the GPA you get from all your advanced courses. So that is levels 2 and 3, and that is not only chemistry or biology or physics, it's all the advanced courses that you take. Once it says level 2 or 3, it will count towards your degree GPA. And lastly, the cumulative GPA is the GPA from all attempted courses. So every course you have taken from the minute you start to the time you finish goes into your cumulative. So when you see the semester, when you see your transcript, you will see these different codes and you'll have, why do I have 3 GPAs? Now you see what is going on there. Now, why we concern ourselves with GPA is because that is how the UE will assess your academic standing. Once your GPA is equal to or greater than 2, you are in good standing. So no problems, go right ahead, continue. Do not, pass, go, collect $200, usual. If your GPA, however, falls less than 2 for a semester, you go on warning and you get the dean's hold. You will not be able to register for new courses until you actually come and speak to me and we have a chat. All right. And we want to try and avoid that, of course. And then what we want to avoid even more, if your GPA continues to be less than 2 for 2 consecutive semesters, you will be asked to leave the university. Right? It's required to withdraw. We definitely do not want that. And so we're going to have to try and make sure we avoid that at all costs. And the people in your faculty, in your orientation sessions, they will be sharing all kinds of strategies with you about how you can keep up at the top in good standing and don't come down in these red words of warning and RTW at all. Right? So yet another reason why you want to attend those orientations and advising sessions. So those of you who are Trinidadian and Tobagonian students, GATE is, if you are funded by GATE is, and your GPA are very much intertwined. In order to continue to qualify and continue to receive your GATE funds, your GPA must be equal to or greater than 2. If it falls below, your GATE will stop and you will have to fund yourself until you can bring your GPA back up again. So again, the whole idea of your grades and what that impact that will have on your GPA, it has wide-ranging effects. And we want to make sure that you take advantage of all the opportunities that we have in the faculty to help you keep your GPA up above 2, well above 2. With respect to honors, when you finish your degree and you're ready to graduate, depending on what your GPA is at the end, your honors degree GPA, remember, that's the GPA calculated from only your advanced courses, all of your advanced courses. If the GPA from those courses is between 3.6 and 4.3, you will graduate with first class honors. and then the range follows down. If you're between 2 and 2.49, it's a pass. And anything less than 2, you are not able to graduate from university. All right, so it's important that you keep that GPA up. So the Dean's Honor Roll kind of follows on from that, and that is, those are students on an annual basis who have a semester GPA of greater than or equal to 3.6. All right, and it's a very great resume booster because it looks good. It's one of those things that you put on your resume and people will say, hey, on the honor roll, yes, and they will want to call you and ask you to come for an interview. All right, so we, of course, those students who perform well, this is a possibility for you as well. So how do you get in touch with us? Please use your UE email address. Now, I know everybody has a Gmail, I personally have my Yahoo, but I also have my UE address as well. And it's a good idea to separate your personal email from your UE email, right? Because UE is official email. You don't want this to get lost in all of the rest of the Gmail stuff that you have going on and all the spam and all of that. And your UE email address will be your first name dot last name at my.ue.edu. It is really important that you use this to correspond with myself or your lecturers or whatever. And the reason for that is because I know students are like, oh gosh, I already have an email. There have been situations where people have had their identities stolen, all right, and people had communications with, and lecturers getting communications for people who were supposed to be you, but it's not you. And because they're using some kind of Gmail account, and you can make a Gmail account with any name on it. All right, so it is important that you use your UE email to do UE business so that we know it's you asking for that extension or you asking for that leave of absence and not somebody trying to cause trouble for you. All right, it's important, okay? If you write a letter, of course, please include your address, your date, your ID number, a mobile number in case we need to get in touch with you, and of course, a signature. All right, if you're sending an email, you must include your ID number, all right, and your name in the email as well, so that we can process whatever it is you would like us to do. Just saying, hey, what courses do I have to take is not helpful because I don't know your ID, I don't know who you are, so you want to have a little more information. And just as a tip, remember, if you're sending an email to a lecturer or dean or something, that's an official email. So you want to use your official email speak, not your going for a lime on the beach email speak. Yeah. So those the contacts that would be helpful. If you need to get in touch with me for Deputy Dean matters, there's email on the screen. fstdeputydeputdean@sta.ue.edu. Bear in mind that yes, there's an extension there, but right now we are sort of very much off campus. So if you want to get in touch with me and you call that number, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be there. So email is best at this time. In addition, we have the Student Services Unit at the Dean's Office. Very, very well knowledgeable people who can answer many questions that you might have. We have the admin assistant, Mrs. Tara Suku, as well as the secretary, Ms. Karine Olivier, right? So those are some persons who know a lot and can help you as well. So now what? I talked a lot. Yeah, lecturers are self-selected for talkers. So what you need to do is head on over sometime today to the FST web page. Why do I say that? Because lots of useful information that you need to get from here to your next steps. All right. So, for example, useful information like what? Like your new student checklist. What do you do? Look at this very useful snakes and ladders action going on here. Where you are today is right here. I always used to take the hat in Monopoly, so I had to choose a hat. Anyway, so this is where you are today, faculty orientation. You'll notice all these other things that are going on, depending on, the rest of this week is departmental orientations. Then it is academic advising. Then it's registration, paying your fees, all of these things. Each of these links is clickable and will give you more information, and you can access this from the faculty web page. And it really gives you all the things that you need to know. And then when you finish all of this, at the end, if you've followed all the steps, you will be in a good place to have everything is sorted, and you can register, and you'll be registered as a student, and you start your courses when they start. And of course, you see that where the hat is now, when you're thinking about once you've gotten your courses, which courses to do, now you have to ask yourself, when are those courses? And there's a lovely video on the FST web page, which will show you how to access the timetable, how to read it, because honestly, it's not the most straightforward thing, on the planet, I have to say. So this video will help you figure out how to figure out which courses you have your course list on where your classes, where's your labs, what's going on, when is it happening, tutorials, all of those things. In addition, you have the academic advising guides. That will look something like this, which you will get on the webpage. Do not even attempt to read this. I just want to show you what it will look like. When you go on the webpage, you can download it and you can read it at your leisure. It shows for every single program in the faculty what are the required courses that you need to take in your level 1. All right. So if you're doing BSc biology major, these are the courses that you would have to take. If you're taking BSc computer science major, these are the courses you'd have to take. And this is just the first page. It does it for all the courses. So you have that information right there at your fingertips. And it's a good idea to download that when you go to your advising session, because then when the person is speaking to you, you're not kind of in a vacuum. You've already had an idea about what's going on already. So so remember, we keep talking about academic advising. Critical part of your success is going to be academic advising. All right, there you will click there and you get the form. Unfortunately, if you click there now, this is what you will see, because it's not going to be live until Friday. But after you go through the snakes and ladders, when you get to the point where you need to do this, it'll be live for you. And it will allow you to get access to your academic advising. And as I said, that is critical stuff, because you want to start on the right foot. So for example, you got an offer for X and you don't want to do X, you want to do Z, not a problem, we can work it out, and your advisor can help you figure out how to do it, so that when we go back to, remember, that building your degree, you have the degree that you want. And the last step here is the registration guide, which is a lovely downloadable booklet. This is just a table of contents on all of the registration process steps, from how to sign in to the student portal so that you can do all of this, because of course all of this is happening online. There's no coming on campus for this. How do you add a course? How do you drop a course? How do you print a fee sheet? How do you pay it? How do you get override? All of that information is there for you. All right, so, and all of those things, come from the faculty webpage. All right, so that is actually it for me. What we want to do is to welcome you again. And all of this is important because we want to see you graduate. We want to see you, I always say graduations are like weddings. Everybody's happy. Your family's happy, your parents are happy, your lecturers are happy, the whole place, the energy in a graduation is incredibly energizing. I mean, I don't know how to describe until you actually go and experience it for yourself, I guess. So to avoid any drama, to avoid issues, a couple of things that we really want to make sure you do: get your advising, go to your departmental orientations. And last but not least, make sure if you have a question, you have an issue, ask. If we can help you, we will. When it becomes challenging, it's like 2 days before you're ready to graduate and you have found a problem. We don't want to be there. All right. So with that, I say farewell for this section. your FST Guild representative, right? The student, as a fee-paying student, you are a member of the Guild, and the Guild is there to represent you as students. And your FST Guild rep is Mr. Jeremiah Matura. He'll be bringing greetings. He's a chemistry and physics student. There are also some greetings from the various FST clubs. Every department has a club that, a student club that speaks to the interests of the students in that department. And as well, the FST peer advisors as well. These are students who are specially selected to help you kind of, I guess, bridge the gap between you and me. And they are also very knowledgeable and can help you guide you as well. So with that, enjoy your UA experience. I now pass you back over to FST Media. And as again to mention, any questions, drop us in the chat and we'll be happy to answer it. And back over to you, FST.
My name is Mr. Jeremiah Mathur and I'm the Guild FST representative for the academic year 2021-2022, and I just want to welcome all of you to the Faculty of Science and Technology. I'm also the president of the FST Student Council. Now our FST Student Council is an organization that is run by the students, for the students. We are here to listen to the student voices and advocate for you, the students. We also hold several events that foster faculty pride and departmental pride. Our council is very much focused on engaging with our population. We want to hear from you. We want you all to enjoy the FST experience to the fullest extent possible. So thank you, and welcome to FST. Adorn your yellow, and we wish you all the best.
The UE Biological Society is an environmental conservation organization based at the UE St. Augustine campus. It consists mainly of students and staff, but is open to any person that is interested in nature and the protection of our natural environment. Our activities include general meetings, conservation conversations, beach cleanups, nature walks, hikes, sustainability drives, and so much more. The society was originally founded under the name the Natural History Society by Professor Emeritus Julian Duncan in the 1960s. In April of 1987, the Natural History Society was rebranded, changing its name to the Biological Society. The executive teams were responsible for many forms of conservation work around Trinidad and Tobago. Their efforts were not left unnoticed. For in 1998, the Society was presented with the Green Leaf Award from the Environmental Management Authority for their work, including activities such as turtle patrols, the Biological Society Week, and recycling initiatives. We were also presented with an award by the UE for our contribution to the promotion of campus life and local environmental awareness. We believe that with cooperation, sound planning, and passion, our group, no matter its size, has the capabilities to change our society for the better. Guided by our watchwords, education, restoration, and preservation, we have dedicated ourselves to the protection and restoration of the environment.
Delving a bit more into our typical calendar of events, the Society aims to facilitate events that not only meet our goals, but are also fun, engaging, and enjoyable for all our members. There are many various semesterly events, with usually at least one event being held every month, alongside two major annual events, the Biological Society Week and the Matura Turtle Village Trust annual beach cleanup and sand turtle building competition. The Biological Society Week is often our most anticipated event, hosted by the Society every March. It's a weekly culmination of what we as a society represent and fight for. The week brings a plethora of engaging activities, with each day bringing new and exciting events to the table. In addition to the Society's presence, Biosource, or Nature Week as it's most commonly known, also features events and presentations from many various local environmental groups, organizations, and NGOs, including the much anticipated El Socorro Wildlife Center and their animal ambassadors. Barring any external restrictions, in semester 2 of the coming academic year, we look forward to bringing both of these events to you. As for semester 1, it's usually just as jam-packed, with its own events such as our seedling and succulent sales, bake sales, Halloween movie night, and so much more. Now, I know I said usually, which isn't something we usually like to hear, but of course, With the continuation of primarily online learning for the foreseeable future, many of our events need to be taken to a virtual platform. Not every event can be hosted virtually, and so until we know more, we cannot promise our full regular event lineup. But fret not, for we are always continuing to work on new and innovative ways to still host fun and engaging events even under these trying circumstances. With a continued focus on social media live streams, events, and video conferences, we hope to bring you the same quality of events that we usually deliver. This is just until we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming, but until then, we continue to do our best.
Hi everyone, I am Jada, the President, and this is my executive team. Our group, Chemists in Action, was created to promote awareness of chemistry as an academic discipline and a career option. Our main goal is to develop a well-rounded chemistry student who is better equipped to handle life after university. Academics is not our only focus, as we create a safe space for students to have fun and create new bonds.
Chemists in Action has many fun-filled and exciting activities planned for this upcoming academic year. We'll be having our legendary mole filled with prizes and much more, as well as games night where you could play games, de-stress, and mingle with your fellow chem enthusiasts. UE ChemIA will be continuing its mentorship program, merchandise sales, where lab coats and customizable chem-inspired apparel can be purchased. Informational sessions will also be held in discussions of various fields in chemistry and its opportunities. Here at UE ChemIA, we always have fun. Be sure to join us to add your element.
So now that you know who we are and what we do, let's have some fun. Who doesn't like to make TikToks or watch them, right? So what better way to have fun and show you how we have fun by making some TikToks. You may need to grab a balloon, some baking soda, some hydrogen peroxide, some vinegar, a bottle, some dishwashing soap, some yeast, and some warm water. Let's go!
Add vinegar to a bottle. Add baking soda to a balloon. Attach the balloon to the bottle. Wow! The balloon inflates. Add 9% hydrogen peroxide. Add a few drops of liquid soap. Add food coloring of your choice. Mix warm water and yeast together. Then add to the mixture. Great job! That's all for now with the CIA.
The Chemistry in Action group would like to remind you not to lose your element in this pandemic. Remember the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Be safe, and thank you for watching our presentation.
Hi guys, a pleasant good day. My name is Crystal Lakan and I am the president of a mathematics society at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus.
And my name is Caitlin Mohammed, the current president of the UE Actuarial Science Club.
So what is SUMS? Now you probably have heard of us before, probably not, but that's okay. So SUMS is a co-curricular organization at the University of the West Indies for mathematics related activities. It provides a space for everyone to have fun with mathematics in an ideally free-flowing and non-judgmental environment. Our philosophy is that anyone who has an interest with mathematics should be able to share that interest with like-minded peers. And it is for this reason our membership is open to everyone. There are no prerequisites to join the club. Now a little bit about SUMS. Now, undoubtedly, the heart of the club revolves around problem solving. So we host activities in our meetings and on our social media pages to activate that creative and problem solving and analytical skills of our members.
The UE Actuarial Science Club is an organization run by students for students who are pursuing a degree in actuarial science and even those who are interested in the field. Our main goal is to enhance our members' knowledge on all things outside, from job availabilities, programs offered at universities abroad, and even exams offered by professional bodies. All in all, we seek to strike a balance between educational and leisure activities, and thus we organize a multitude of recreational events for the benefit of our members. Here are some cool math tricks.
I am going to show you manual multiplication using Vedic maths. So suppose you have to multiply these two numbers, 67 and 82, without using a calculator. You could use the traditional method, or you could use the method I'm about to show you. So the first step is multiply 7 by 2 to get 14, then 6 by 2 plus 7 by 8, so that's 12, plus 56 to get 68 plus 1, 69, and finally 6 by 8, that's 48 plus 6, 54, and you get your answer. This method is extendable with numbers with many digits, even if their numbers don't match. In order to see how this works, think polynomials. More information could be found here. Thanks for watching.
Pay attention, because your mind might just be blown away. Using this expression by Ben Stevens, which says x% of y is equal to y% of x. Well, let's put it to the test. If we have 4% of 75, and you want to find that, you could write this in a much simpler term by simply writing 75% of 4, and to equate that you will get 3. Quick maths, boom, your mind blown away. Now you alone know this.
An easy way of naming the first 7 digits of pi can be with using this phrase, how I wish I could calculate pi. This translates to 3.141592. Ta-da!
Good day everyone, my name is Brandon Mohammed and I am the president of TT Spark.
Hi everyone, I am Amara Bihari and I'm the vice president of TT Spark.
This short video will introduce you all to our society and give you an idea of what Spark is and our goals. We will also be sharing a simple and interesting experiment at the end of this presentation which you can try at home for a fun activity.
TT Spark stands for Trinidad and Tobago Society for Physics, Advancement, Research and Collaboration. The club was established 4 years ago by our club advisor, Dr. Sharon Hack, She aimed to spread the love and knowledge of physics to the UE student body and beyond. Since establishment, the club has had lectures by NASA interns, graduate students, as well as our very own professors from UE.
Last year, the club recognized the need for official first clubs in the regional league. We are very pleased to announce that 6 months later, SPAC now has sister clubs in the Jamaica campus officially called JAMSPAC and the Barbados campus officially called DVD SPAC. In the upcoming year, we will plan to partner with our sister clubs for an interregional physics collaboration.
We also would have our monthly meetings, bi-weekly posts of Trivia Tuesdays, and monthly Spark Your Stat posts on our Instagram at @ttspark_. We look forward to having everyone share a bit of your spark with us.
This experiment demonstrates an interesting effect due to liquids with different densities. A layer of oil is then added to a cup with some water. The oil floats on the water as it is less dense. Food coloring is then added to the cup. The food coloring sinks below the oil due to it being denser. Notice how the food coloring does not affect the oil layer. This is because the food coloring is water-based and immiscible with the oil. An Alka-Seltzer tablet is then placed into the cup. It reacts with the water layer, forming carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide travels upwards, being a gas, and carries some of the colored water with it into the oil layer as a result of convective flow.
Welcome to the University of the West Indies Computing Society. This club is known as UX, a gathering of persons passionate about the field of IT. The UE Computing Society is a club whose main focus is the development of a computer literate society. Tech seminars, meet and greets, competitions, and networking events, all hosted by leading members of the tech world, are just some of what UX has to offer. Of course, joining UX also means joining a community, one that is always ready and willing to help, whether you are looking for advice, assistance on side projects, or just a chill games night with friends. The UX community is one that you definitely want to be a part of.
Thank you very much for your expression of interest in the UX Club. My name is Tanisha Ramcharan and I am your president-elect for the upcoming academic year.
Hi everyone, my name is Michaela Noel. I am the Vice President at UX and I am excited to see all of you there.
Thanks for joining us. My name is Emily Phillips and I will be your Public Relations Officer for the upcoming year.
Hi everyone, my name is Naisha Nicholas and I am the Secretary of the UX Club. I trust that you all had a great vacation and I look forward to seeing all new members in the upcoming semester.
My name is Micah Britton and I am the UX Webmaster for the year 2021 to 2022.
Hello and good day. I am Zayna Moore and I am the Media Manager for UX.
This is Egan Hernandez, Events Coordinator for UEICS, promising the best experience that we can offer.
Tip number 1. We've all experienced the new student problems of getting lost on campus, so do not be afraid to ask a stranger for help. UE students are friendly, so don't worry, we all get lost. It happens to the best of us.
Tip number 2. Walk with an umbrella if you don't want to get sunburns.
Tip number 3. In UE, there will always be some lovebirds holding hands, taking up the whole corridor and walking slow. So just walk around them.
Don't sign up for 8 o'clock class if you can't commit to it. Missing just one class is more addictive than a real deal from KFC.
Well, I'm back again, and hopefully you had a chance to see all the clubs and what they are up to, because we are very vibrant and active community. So please do take advantage. I mean, at the moment you're kind of virtual, but that's hopefully not going to be forever. And it's a good way to kind of get involved in your community, in your department, learn new stuff, and at the same time have some fun as well. So I would certainly want to encourage you to attend the club meet and greet, their recruiting session, their meet and greet. That's going to be directly after this session. I know they put the link in the chat. I presume they will drop it again for that club activity. So those of you who are interested in joining and getting involved, please do so. And just as a plug, it's also a very good, just like the Dean's on roll, having leadership roles in on-campus societies is also a big resume booster. So you can have some fun and enhance your resume and make yourself more attractive to future employers all at the same time. So I think that's a pretty good deal. So you can check out the clubs right after, right? Now, a couple of things I just want to kind of mention, because I don't think we I didn't mention this in my talk, and just so as you know, the whole orientation session will be accessible online in a couple of days after everything gets sorted. So if you missed anything or would like to review, it will be there. You can go and take a look at it again later at your leisure. I want to mention in particular, there's a new SIGI program where it's a software where you can basically do like a self-assessment for yourself. So it will assess your interests, your personality, the values that you hold, the skills that you have, and they kind of match you with a program of study and a potential future career. So, it's pretty interesting and a nice way for you to kind of start doing some exploring. Because I know in the high school, you're kind of, sent on a path. And as university students, now is when you get a chance to really kind of explore the world a little bit more than maybe you would have had an opportunity to do that before. So you could check out that software, or I see the link is there, yeah. So if you want to register for a session and they will have something that's designed especially for you, you could check out that link and see how that might work for you. All right. Now I just want to kind of, as I said, this was supposed to be a question and answer, but looking at what is going on in the chat, I mean, all the questions and answers are being, we're being dealt with real time. Bear in mind that some of the questions you have are very much departmental specific, and possibly the better place to get that information would be in your departmental orientation, which will be coming up tomorrow, starting tomorrow and continuing from the rest of the week. One of the points one of the questions I saw recurring in the chat was, if I am a double major, do I go to both orientations? And the answer is yes. If you are a physics and chemistry major, you should attend both physics and chemistry orientations. And the reason for that, because you might say, well, it's orientation is orientation, but every department has their own way of doing, and there are particular things that you need to organize yourself with that are different. All right. So for example, if you're a math student, you don't have to deal with PPE and goggles and lab equipment and books and lab notebooks and registering for labs and all of that. So that, whereas if you were a chemistry student, you would certainly have to do that. So if you go to only one, you might miss important information that is going to be helpful to you as you proceed, because it's going to be a little confusing. There's a lot of stuff coming at you. And so we want to try to, so we have this very broad session today looking at the sort of the upper level administrative stuff. And then now as you get into your departments, you're going to meet the people who you can go to directly or send emails to directly, and they will be able to answer you give you the information that you need, right away. And I see the orientation links are up in the chat box again. So those of you, so you are here, just take a quick cut and paste of that and stick it on a Word document so that you have it. This of course will also be available to you, I imagine, through the web page, and I think they're also sending by email. But since you're here, take advantage of the information. The first one is going to be chemistry, which is tomorrow morning, right? As always, right? The best. Okay, remember that. And we will, and I guess where I will sort of kind of wrap up at this point is to just kind of summarize the what next steps, because I know I've seen people coming in that would not have maybe been through the whole thing. And at this point, probably what you are most interested in is knowing, well, what do I've done this, what do I do now? All right, so just kind of to keep in mind, the best place to go to get that information about what to do next is the faculty web page. All right, so the FST web page, and at the top of the page, when you go click on the faculty page, there's a link for new undergraduate students, and that is where you click there, you have all that information. All right, so the information, the link that gives you the information about what is the whole process, remember the snakes and ladders, that is available there. The information on the orientations will be there. The information on the academic advising, which is critical that you do, will be there. So just again, saying how do you get to that information? Remember when you go to the new students section of the FST web page, there's a link for academic advising, which is not open right now. It won't be open until Friday. But when you click, but you must click there. There will be a form that you fill out. It will kind of guide you through the advising process, give you the opportunity to meet with somebody in person and discuss your issue with that. You know, if you have concerns, particularly if you would like to change something, you got this offer and you want to change to another program, etc. That is critical that you do, because if you fail to go through that advising process, you will not be able to register. Because right now you have an academic advising hold on your account. So if you try to register now, you will be told, sorry, check your department or check your faculty, right? So make sure you fill out that form, which will be available coming on Friday, and then you can proceed with the rest. All right, so as I said, so that page has all the information, how to get your timetable, how to read your timetable, that video. This session will be available in a couple of days there as well, so that you can follow up on that as well. And I think pretty much, yes, and there's a guide about how to fill out before you go, how to fill out the academic advising form, very important. All right, you want to make sure that is handled so that all of your administrative issues are sorted before you start your classes, so that everything runs smoothly. And I want to finally to remind you, please, to fill out the survey. I think there's a link there. Yes, the feedback form is there on the in the chat. We'd appreciate if you would just take a few moments to fill out that. We are very big on assessment and improvement at the UE. Certainly not any less at FST. So your information would help us improve and be better going forward, which is, of course, the way, the circle of life, right? You don't stay in one place. You assess, you improve, and you move forward. So with that, I think that is pretty much it for me. I would like to close by welcoming you again. I appreciate your being here and your hardiness, because when I say hardiness, I mean you're kind of coming out in an unusual situation. You're showing some fortitude, and that is going to serve you well, both at UE and as you move forward, as you leave us and go off to the working place. That is going to also help you. And I appreciate your being here. I appreciate that you came to the session. I appreciate that you are interested in your degrees, which is the most important thing. If you are interested in it, then we can help you with it. And I see all kinds of information going on there on the side. So I think pretty much that is it from me. Enjoy your career here with us. You only get to be an undergraduate once. Enjoy it. Explore academia, explore science, explore society, explore everything, because this is going to be a fun time for you. And with that, I say farewell. And of course, don't forget the club meet and greet, which will be right after. I know the club people are very anxious and excited to meet you. So with that, I say farewell. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we are looking forward to meeting, talking, laughing with you at Faculty of Science and Technology starting in September. So enjoy the last few weeks you have of relative freedom, because then we're going to come to you after. Anyway, welcome again. And as I said, enjoy it, and look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye, everyone.